Today we're making a delicious chicken stew. This is a go-to stew to eat with your chapati. As usual, I like to keep my recipe simple, so we're going to start out with just a few ingredients. We have some chicken, about 2 potatoes, half an onion chopped up, and then about 2 tomatoes all diced up as well. You'll also need chicken masala and turmeric and salt for seasoning. You're gonna start out with a medium pot, place your chicken, and then also place your onions in there, and then you want to make sure that your heat is about medium to medium high, and you are going to saute your onions and your chicken together along with your potatoes, and then you're gonna add in the oil and let it cook. As they're cooking, I like to turn them every once in a while to make sure that they're not sticking to the bottom. But you're essentially going to make sure that your onions are fully cooked, and once they are, then we're going to go ahead and add in our tomatoes. Once the tomatoes are added in, you just want to mix it together, and now we want to make sure that the tomatoes are fully cooked. So you want them to release their juices and start kind of making a stew. So you give it some time to cook there, and then we'll start adding in our seasoning. So I start out by adding salt. The salt helps the tomatoes release their juices. And then I go ahead and add in some chicken masala. I usually don't measure when I add in seasoning. I just eyeball it, and then I taste my food and see if it tastes the way I want it to taste, and then kind of adjust accordingly. I'm also going to add in some turmeric, and this really makes the stew a nice like orange color. You can also add in curry powder if you have that. That would also taste really good with the stew. And I mean, honestly, with chicken stew, it's just you're experimenting with what kind of taste you're liking. So we're going to mix everything together, and then we'll add in some water to bring everything to a boil. Once things are boiling, I like to add in some mixed vegetables. So these are the frozen mixed veggies, and I just put in a whole packet. And it usually has like green beans, some peas, and carrots and corn in the mix, and that usually goes really well with this stew. So the only thing left now is to let the stew boil. Your stew will be ready once your potatoes are fully cooked, so that can take anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes after adding in your mixed vegetables. So just let your stew boil, and don't forget to taste to make sure that all the seasonings are to your liking. Once your stew is ready, this is what it will look like. Potatoes will be soft, you can poke them, and your stew should have gotten a little bit thicker. It's still probably watery, but it should be a little bit thicker, and you can see that your chicken is cooked all the way through. And that's it. Enjoy now!